right, everybody sleep? 6 o'clock. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
Okay, all right. All righty. We're back again here at Rochester School, 1600 Lyle Ave, all right? Please get the link out. Please get the link out. All right. Where we at? Let's do this. All right, again, as we know, we have many locations. For a quick announcement before class, many locations we have here in Rochester. All right, we have VA as well as Houston, San Antonio as well. So please take advantage. Please take advantage of the classes. All right. Hold this down. All right, shalom, shalom. Shalom, Gabar. All right. I got on quick. Shalom, shalom, Hatazar. All right. Again, upcoming announcements. We have the feast of Pentecost, which is going to be on the 31st, next Wednesday. All right. So if you're in a city, if you have a city close to you that you may not have a school in, you might want to try to accommodate yourself to get there. All right. So Rochester is going to be holding an event as well as VA. It'll be lovely to get out there, as well as Houston. So please take advantage. Again, this is going to be the 31st. All right, May the 31st, which is going to be sundown Wednesday. All right, so take advantage. Take advantage of that. All right. All righty, let's do this. All right, go ahead and get that link out. Welcome back, right? Another fascinating class. You know, one thing I'm gonna say is that, we are the ones that are awake. Let's go here real quick. It says, let me show you. It says, I want y'all to hear this. Go to 1 Thessalonians. You know, brothers and sisters got to cherish times like this. And what I mean is being able to tune into classes, being able to even acknowledge the truth. The Most High hasn't taken His Spirit from you to where you're still in the mindset of what? Let me click on the class. Let me click onto some wisdom. Let me click onto some healing. Let me learn. A lot of our people aren't even in that mentality. So we're going to go to 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 6 while people get on. So 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 6. Go ahead.
1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 6.
Right, 1 Thessalonians 5 and verse 6. Is everybody there? Go ahead.
Therefore, let us not sleep as do others.
Right. The Most High said, don't sleep. A lot of brothers and sisters, if you're in here, that means you're not asleep. You're at least conscious enough to make the effort to come to class. Right? If it be you feel forced, hey, you here. Right? Nobody is forced. But the Most High says, read that one more time.
Therefore, let us not sleep as do others.
Yeah, we can't. We can't really be asleep to understand what time we're in. Right? We're in a time of you better get your relationship with the Heavenly Father together. Because the earth is crumbling and right in front of our eyes. If you haven't noticed, if you haven't seen the news reports, if you haven't heard about the chariots that's being spotted, mind you, they've been hiding these things for years. More and more spotting of chariots, big chariots. They said it was the size of a 50-yard football field. Half size of the football field, I believe it was over some west side of the United States military base, right? Why? Because the Most High is visiting. The angels are visiting, right? Because this regime, their end is coming. Y'all see this?
God.
The dollar's about to fall out, everybody. Oh, cryptocurrency. Well, if you put your money here, they're going to snatch that. What to do? Sounds like pandemonium, don't it? But the cool part about it is that the Hebrew Israelites, the prophets, the messengers have been speaking about this since the 70s. Right? The Most High put us on game a long time ago. And this is why he says, therefore, let us not sleep as do others. We got to be aware of what's going on. But what that means is being aware on top of you. Right? Being aware how our spirit is with the Most High. Are we going to now be visited with, well done, my good and faithful servant? Or now are we going to be visited with, you worker of iniquity, I have never known you. Gnash on your teeth with destruction. Keep reading.
But let us watch and be sober.
Let us do what?
Watch and be sober.
And this is that time. Be sober-minded. We got to be sober-minded. The Most High is bringing in brothers and sisters from all different areas of life. Right? Street life, thug life, dope life, military life, money life, gang life, all these different things for what? The purpose for us to lock in and know who we are, right? For us to come back to the laws, statutes, and commandments. And that's why we're going to finish this tribe of Gad breakdown and showing that the Native Americans are the tribe of Gad. They are one of the lost tribes of Israel. Very important. Y'all see this? A lot of us are just focused on our life, right? But we got a lot of other brothers and sisters out there struggling as well. This is why we need to be sober. This is why we need to be awake. Go ahead.
For they that sleep, sleep in the night.
Right, y'all hear? They sleep in the night, taking it easy, right? They have no worries. They're not thinking that the so-called white man is going to try to take them to school. Try to manipulate your child, manipulate your paycheck, right? Esau been stealing, man. Listen, there's been records of people stealing payroll from the military. They take a cent off, or like 2 cents off of everybody's paycheck where nobody recognizes. You don't think Esau been doing us like that for the longest? Y'all see this? I just seen one thing. It was a woman. She was sentenced to 25 years in prison. It was an Edomite. She stole $31 million by misleading JP Mortgage Bank. But JP Mortgage Bank has been committing fraud since the beginning. And they had 0 jail time. But what do they want to do? Throw somebody under the bus, give them the full totality of the law, right? Come on, man. This world is backwards. And this is why the Most High is telling us to wake up. Go ahead.
And they that be drunken are drunken in the night.
Right. So the Most High is saying, wake up. Be sober. Understand what time it is. This isn't a time to play. And that's what I'm saying is, brothers and sisters, it's a good thing that you're on and watching. Because this is the best time to be alive, man. You're seeing Bible prophecies come to pass. You're seeing brothers and sisters with illnesses being healed. And it's a beautiful thing to be locked in and to want to join as well. Do we have any questions before I start the class? Any questions before I jump in? Any questions? We got 14 people on. Because we're gonna start back where we left off on the last class. It was the class, it's split because of the internet, but we stopped. Did anybody have any questions regarding the Native Americans, the tribe of Gad? We're gonna hit Ephraim too. Oh, we got some books about Ephraim. I'm gonna bring out a little bit. You know, yeah, Papo, right? They say Papi, Papo, right? Pani. So Pani, right? In Spanish, Pani is what?
Pani, that's a white brother.
Oh, well, what is pork though?
Benny.
What is it?
Benny.
Oh, Benny.
With an L at the end.
Oh, what is it?
Benny.
Oh, Penil. Oh, I've been saying Pani for the whole time. I'd be like, no Pani. So I'm like, no brother, no brother. Oh, okay, well there it is. I done messed up on that one. Huh?
If they approach you with pork, they don't understand you trying to say pork.
Oh, okay. Right. Still. But, okay. Panel is pork in Spanish, well, Puerto Rican slang. Panel. Okay. Right. So we're going to get into this Gad class to finish it when you deal with the Native Americans, a lot of us really don't know too much about them, right? We know about the slave ships. We know about the things that the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, the Latinos, when it comes to the islands, even a lot of details on them, a lot of us don't know. We just know kind of what slavery here in America, what we've been taught, right? But we have tribes, we have brothers and sisters that have a very colorful background. So that's why I wanted to cover Gad, but as well as because we had a few Gadites here, right? So the last place that I left off with was how Gad, we went through scriptures of the Bible, and I'll do a little synopsis of what we went over. We went over Gad in its entirety regarding who he came from. Zilpah, Jacob, right? Leah's handmaid, going all the way down into captivity amongst Shalmaneser of Assyria, and then they fled, right? 2nd Ezra 13, they fled. If you have those notes, reading class, Trey? Yeah, so those notes, so they fled through the Euphrates River, down to the Arabian Sea, to the Pacific, right? Atlantic, now to America, right? So now we're kind of here on the anthropological or anthropology side of recognizing Gad as the Native Americans. You didn't get that sheet, did you? Does anybody have that sheet that I gave out for that class? You got it? So I want you to see this real quick. Gamaliel, if you can open that up, that's going to be the archaeology references that I have that shows that the Native Americans, right? The Native Americans knew Hebrew. This was amongst their dwellings. This was amongst their caves. This was in their burial sites, right? Where you now see Hebrew. And one thing that you see on there, let me see if I can get this up real quick. We got this TV popping now, right? We got the TV. What was I gonna do? Oh, I did. Let me see. 1 second. Let me see. We could do a little, where's the picture at? We can do a little bit of screen mirroring, right? But one thing that I wanted to show and bring back was how they were calling upon the name of Yahweh, right? They were calling upon the name of Yahweh. But let's tap back into this, all right? Go to Psalms 83 and verse 18 while I get this. Go to Psalms 83 and verse 18. Shalom, shalom. All right. Let's go to Psalms 83 and verse 18. But you see that though, right, Gamaliel?
Yeah, I've seen one of these pictures before.
Which one? Let me see.
The one with the
Yeah, keep that thing open.
where it says it's a Star of David right here.
Which one?
I've seen that picture before.
Okay, nice.
I've seen that.
Nice.
Do I give it back to you?
Yeah, is that 2 or 1 in there? Is it 2?
Two sheets, man.
Oh yeah, take one. Take one, give it back.
No, it's 2 different.
Yeah.
Oh, 2 different ones. Oh, okay. Yeah, I got one for you. There it is. Yeah, hold on to that. And the other one was dealing with the artifacts. He said he can hold on to it. Yeah, let him hold on to that. Hold on to that, Gamaliel. Right? We're going to get started, y'all. I just want to start it back here at the point where the natives were now doing what? They were speaking Hebrew. And I got a few other books I want to bring out in regards to the natives speaking Hebrew for all those that say that the Native Americans are not Israelites, right? So let's start here. Psalms 83. Psalms 83 and verse 18.
Psalms chapter 83, verse 18.
Right. If you can watch the comments for me, please. Nobody has a question. But go ahead.
That men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh.
Is what?
Yahweh.
Read it as you see it.
Jehovah.
Right. So Jehovah. Read it again from the top.
That men may know that thou, whose name alone is Jehovah, art the most high over all the earth.
Right. So we know that in the Hebrew language, there is not a J. There wasn't a J in ancient Hebrew. But when you now go to the Hebrew word of Jehovah, it is what? Yahweh. So the scripture is saying that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh. Yahweh. All right? Art the Most High over all the earth. Y'all see that? A lot of Jehovah Witnesses get that messed up. Jehovah Jireh. Right? They sing it. Well, we know when you go to the Hebrew, that's Yahweh. But as we go into the archaeology and the anthropology of Gad, we're going to see that they were pronunciating the same thing. Mind you, 1,000 years later, 1,500 years later, it was a little bit switched, right? I mean, you would think over time, right? Whenever you're now away from your heritage, your full heritage, but they held on to a lot of the customs. The language, when you listen to the native language, ha, wah, they have a lot of these masculine tones when it comes to their language. Y'all see this? But one point that I wanted to show out, again, this is the book called The History of the American Indians by James Adair. So he lived with the natives for 40 years, mainly the Cherokee and a few other tribes, right? Cherokee is deriving from Reuben, but a lot of the Native Americans spoke this language. And I'm going to bring out another book, Christopher Columbus and the Participation of the Jews, and to show how the other natives were speaking the same language, all right? But again, I want to make this connection. Very important, right? History is very important. A lot of our peers, they don't want to acknowledge history. And they don't understand the Bible as a historical book. That's why we're able to go back and see that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh. So if Israelites knew the Most High's name was Yahweh, well, those that were scattered abroad will know that they're Yahweh. Y'all see this? This is why a lot of times we have these different terms in our lifetime, right? Sweet home, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry me home. We didn't know what we were singing. But we were talking about the deliverance of how Israel's now going to come up out of captivity from the chariots. But did we know we were speaking about the angelic ships? No, we didn't. Y'all see this? So it's nothing different. But I want to pull this out. It says, you know what? Let's go. I'll read what it says. They were doing a feast or a ritual. But it says they're singing. Here we go. It says, with the mainly strong notes of the one and the shrill vow of voices of others in concert with bead shells and two founding drum-like earthen vessels. So they're having a ritual. They're having like this dance around a fire, right? But they're now chanting. They're chanting a tone with words, all right? So it says, the voices of the musicians who beat them, they reputed holy ground echoes with the praises of Yohewah. Yohewah, right? And we know, again, this was their term for their what? For the supreme God. Y'all see this? Or the great spirit, they called it. Yohewah. Lines right up with what? Yahweh. Y'all see this? There's another area, one moment where it says, let me show you this real quick. Listen, this is very heavy. Because why? We're now connecting our culture. We're connecting ourselves to what? Back to our heritage. We know this is us. Y'all see that? And what does that mean? That gives us purpose. We have a purpose in our life, which is to do what? To uphold the law, statutes, and commandments, uphold our culture. Y'all see this? We can't take this lightly. You know, again, it may not seem exciting, but it should be. Because why? We've known ourselves to be Crips, A-trade gangsters, right? Hoes, thugs, niggas, spooks, spick, wetbags, everything outside of our real culture. Y'all see that? But not only that, we're starting to do what? We're starting now to go back to when we were great. All right? I'll go here to this book to keep it going with this language. All right? This is going to be Christopher Columbus and the Participation of the Jews. This is going to be page 98. Right? And this is one of the Rodolph's chief argument. This was a explorer, all right? This is the chapter titled Indians and Israelites. It says Rodolph's chief argument support of his view is the language of the Indians in Hispaniola, Cuba, Jamaica, and the adjoining islands. He contends that it has many resemblances to Hebrew. Y'all see that? It had many resemblances to Hebrew. In fact, he even calls it corrupted Hebrew. Y'all see this? It says the names of the rivers of the persons in use among the natives are derived from Hebrew. This is back in the 1400s, 1500s of documentation of these individuals now being amongst the natives in the land, that they spoke Hebrew. Y'all see this? Again, you may ask why. A lot of our brothers and sisters need this information to bear witness that what? That you are a child of God. Not only in your spirit do you know this, because that's what happens, right? This is what's happening, is that you're bearing witness through all the things that we read. And mind you, we haven't gotten to Deuteronomy yet. We haven't gotten to Genesis yet, dealing with Gad. Y'all see this? We're just dealing with on a what? On an archaeology and an anthropology level. Anthropology is the study of civilizations. So we're finding out now through language, through, you still got those papers on? You get back to them? Look at the arrows. Through archaeology. Those are arrowheads. No, you look at it. Yeah. Boom, that one right there.
That's what they are, arrowheads?
Yeah, they call it keystones, but that's what it looks like to me. They call them keystones. But what's that on there? That's Hebrew. What you had, Dabia?
I was gonna say earlier, I seen on Facebook,
Right.
Basically something happened to where two people had a back and forth thing going on, and I guess the Puerto Rican said to the black person that he was a cotton picker.
So the Puerto Rican told who?
Told the black person that they was a cotton picker.
Look at this.
And I guess it started this whole thing on Facebook where it was like they've been going back and forth. Like it turned into two people into like a whole bunch of people going back and forth.
Right.
And I brought that out just because like a lot of people don't even know history, or even just about slavery, how the slave ships dropped through all those areas. Right. So for them to be talking about each other like they're not the same people, they're just ignorant to history. Right. To their own history.
Oh, definitely. Talking about cotton picker. Brother, we in the same boat. You was out there getting ate by alligators. Right? Like a lot of our people don't understand. Our people went through hell in a handbasket to even get here in America. Talking about you was a cotton picker. Okay, you was raped. Like, think about that. Puerto Ricans. The Puerto Ricans were ransacked from the Spaniards. You see this? And we know the Most High did what? Eradicated those male seeds. Yes.
Puerto Rican like the sugar cane fields and like villages and stuff like that.
Look at that. Sugar cane field. But mind you, we're talking to people that are foolish. Our people don't know history. All they know is Bad Bunny. Right? All they know is Karol G. That's all our people know. Anuel. Right? Anuel's Puerto Rican, right? Who else? What's my Dominican guy? What's his name? You know him. Ozuna. Right? That's all our people know. We know Jennifer Lopez. We know Ashton Kutcher. We know President Obama. And what I mean by we don't know history, we don't know people. We don't know Luis Torres. We don't know a lot of the men and women that were on the voyages. We don't even know the time frames. Listen, now, we don't even know our grandma's maiden name. You see this? But we fighting over talking about you a cotton picker. Nigga, we both live on Clinton Ave. Like, we both live on Clinton. Y'all see this? And this is why this is why I dropped the scripture. We can go here, just off of that real quick. Go back to that Hosea. Go back to that Hosea chapter 5, because we're all under the same curses. And this is what we have to now look at. This is what we have to look at. We're all underneath the same curses. Is this TV on?
You talking about 1 Thessalonians, or are you saying Hosea?
No, Hosea.
Okay.
Yeah, I want that Hosea chapter 5. Hosea 5. Come on, man. Everybody getting blasted out here on these streets. Everybody's getting taken advantage of when it comes to rent. There's not one people that is getting more annihilated than the other. We've all had our fair share. We've all had it. And to be honest with you, it's not as bad as it used to be. The Most High has been lenient in allowing Israel to come back. Right? A lot of us been beat with that belt. We don't even understand what's going on. He's lightened up a little bit for us to hear the word. Unable to connect. Where we at? Oh, that was on that. That was playing on that TV. Okay. Read that real quick, guys. Come on.
Hosea chapter 5, verse 6.
Right, so Hosea chapter 5, you can start at verse 5.
And the pride of Israel.
And the what?
And the pride.
I want y'all to hear this. I want y'all to hear this. That's why you can't have no banging between tribes. That gotta go. That has to stop. The vexation of the camps. The tribes. The anger. Tribe camps too, right? All the anger between the tribes gotta stop. Like all the hate, right? Come on, man. Ephraim is just a light-skinned Negro. Let's be real. You bump the same music hard. You sag the same way. We wear the same clothes. We damn near eat the same food. Rice and chicken. Chicken and beans. Black-eyed peas, whatever you want to make. Black beans, pinto beans. Same thing. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, they got a whole area on the island where it's dark, where it's black folks.
Right. Tego Cadron. They don't want to talk about him.
Where he from? Actually?
Cecilia Cruz. They don't want to talk about her. Cecilia Cruz, black as night. Cecilia Cruz, one of the classiest salsa musicians. Check it out. Change your whole vibe, man. Hector Lavoe. Nobody was swagging like Hector Lavoe, man. Personality. But we hating against each other, man. We all got swag. Nobody was like Rick James, man. Right? Nobody was like Rick. Literally. Nobody was like James Brown. What I'm saying is that, come on. Beyonce's trying to be like Tina Turner. But no other nation is like us. Yes. Who? I believe it. Come on, about time. How old was she? I mean, she was old. She was old age. Not saying I wish death on anybody. Yeah, 80. Come on. She had a hard life. All them blows she took from what's his name? Ike. Right? All that dragging he used to do. All that dope they used to do. Most High had mercy on her. 80 years old. A lot of us get taken out of what? 23. Right? 21. She lived a long life. Jake can barely make it to 30. When we go into this, listen, Native Americans on reservations, they lived, their age limit is 40, high 40s. They can't even make it out of the 40s and they're not even getting murdered. That's just health. Well, because it goes into now the curses, the drinking, the drugs, the dope, the meth, the cocaine. That's in every street. Xannies just only ain't out here. Percocets, 50-pack, 40-pack, 20-pack. The different volumes, right? That's everywhere, right? Let's read this. Come on.
And the pride of Israel.
And the what?
The pride of Israel.
Go ahead.
Doth testify to his face.
Read.
Therefore.
Yeah, the Most High said, I'm gonna show you what you do. The pride of Israel testifies to his face. Come on.
Therefore shall Israel and Ephraim fall in their iniquity.
Y'all see this? It says Israel, which is representing the 10.5 tribes, the 10 tribes, and Jacob representing the 2 tribes, 2.5 tribes. We both had iniquity and we both fell from greatness. Both of our kingdoms fell. Y'all see this? And Northern Kingdom also includes who? The so-called Native Americans. This is why they are not getting any type of leniency from the Lord. And we're going to get to that. They getting smashed out there on them dirt roads. I heard one, they were talking about, man, they were giving $300 in food stamps for 3 children. Brothers and sisters out here would be appalled. Be like, damn, I get $700 for one. They get $300 for 3 children. They on food stamps out there in the reservations too, y'all. Y'all see this? They're barely making it. Barely making it. But it says that Israel and Judah are both going to pay for their iniquity. Go ahead.
Judah also shall fall with them.
You see this? Judah will fall with them. So even the so-called black men and all our royalty and all our divineness, look at us, the low man on the totem pole. Y'all see this? We literally beefing about who was in what field. That's the topic. You was a cotton picker? Yeah, but you was a tangerine squeezer. Right? You was a tangerine squeezer. Think about this. Go ahead.
They shall go with their flocks.
They shall do what?
Go with their flocks.
Come on.
And with their herds to seek the Lord.
Right. Y'all see this? We will go with our herds and our flocks to seek the Lord. Go ahead.
But they shall not find him.
But they shall do what?
Shall not find him.
All of us have been what? All of us have been ostracized by the Heavenly Father. Where now the Heavenly Father is doing what? Taking back his hand and allowing his weapon to do his work. Quick question. Did y'all lock that second door? If you don't mind, real quick, Trey, if you can check it out. Who's that? Oh, never mind. You can sit down. That's Denzel. Okay, the water. Y'all see that though, right?
God.
Listen, we all in the same curses. Y'all wake up. Wake up. And this is why when you go to now the Native Americans and you understand their back history, you understand what? That the Most High was touching them as well. I don't see how the North American Indians, the Native Americans, the Latinos, or Israelites, look at their lifestyle. I don't see any Scandinavian country dealing with people in the fashion that Native Americans have been dealt with through the ages. And I'm not even bringing up all the events, the Trail of Tears, the rape, the robbery, the lying, the deceit that happened to them, 1492 to begin it all, right? The broken peace treaties. We're not even dealing with that yet. Look at them now. A lot of us, because they're out of sight, out of mind, we can't even really recognize what they go through, man. I'm trying to tell you, look up a documentary, you'll feel sad. While we sit in our sealed houses eating good, gummy bears, no pork in it. We got Kool-Aid, juicy juice, bananas. We got applesauce for the kids. They still in their food, man. Y'all see this? They're still in their food. So we got to bear witness that what? That no. It's starting to seem like, no, the natives actually could be what? Or not could be, but are the Israelites. Let me add one more point. And y'all can look this up, right? I'm going to bring up this brief, I'm going to bring up this man. His name is Lord Kingsborough. Y'all can look him up. But this is what he said. He says, it says, the Englishman, Lord Kingsborough, this is page 97, and Christopher Columbus and the participation of the Jews. Englishman Lord Kingsborough devoted his time. I want y'all to hear this. This man devoted his time, his attainments, the things that he obviously got, right? Acquired. And the greater part of his large fortune, he gave money. Brother gave money out. His large fortune to the publication of a collection of American documents in order to prove the Jewish origin of the Americans. He literally spent money, dedication, to prove that the Native Americans were Israelites, which shows forth he knew this. But he wanted everybody to now see. That's why a lot of us don't have these books. There's numerous amount of books, the origins of the Native Americans, which show more detailed understanding that the Native American people were what? Israelites. Part of that 10 tribes scattered abroad. Y'all see this? The ones that were now dispersed amongst the world. And like we read in 2nd Esdras, that went into that unknown territory by the name of Azareth, which we know is America in 2nd Esdras 13. Y'all see this? Come on, man. Yes.
It's crazy because they literally put hints and signs
right
in a lot of movies. But it was a movie about Christopher Columbus, and they threw that in the movie.
Right. That's what we said last. I think that was what, Conquest 1492?
Yeah.
Right. He said it. He said, I found it from Exodus, the Jew. It says, I found, It was the other guy that was saying about Esdras is a Jew, but we actually read that he did read out of Esdras to find the location of the lost tribes. Y'all see this? But why? He knew there was gold. He knew there was rubies, precious jewels. That first trip, he took all that right on back. They said there's a documentary. They said that they found the gold chunk so big, right? I forget how many tons or how many pounds it was. The ship that had it on it, that had that gold chunk on it, it sunk. They said it was the mercies of the Most High that allowed that to happen. Y'all see this? Yeah, crazy, right? Come on, man. They were trying to take everything. But not only do we know through their language, what else do we know? I was trying to get this picture up here to screen share, right? But what about their culture? What about their culture? Okay, we on there. Okay. I wonder why isn't it up? Their culture. Let's deal with the clothing, right? Clothing tells it all. These individuals had a distinct clothing. So you know what we're going to. The same thing we wear. Let's go to Numbers chapter 15. Let's go to Numbers 15.
Okay.
Numbers 15. I think it was here. It should be on. Yeah, Numbers 15. I wonder why it's not on. Let's do this again. Numbers 15, in dealing with fringes. Because we know a lot of Native Americans wear what? Those fringes. You don't see any other culture really rocking that attire like that. You didn't see who's those that rocks the kilt, the Celts. The Scottish, right? They got them little kilts. Esau out there with them little kilts on. There ain't no fringes on that. You don't see Elam rocking fringes. You don't even see who. You don't even see the so-called Arab man rocking fringes. His women ain't rocking fringes. Y'all see this? Because why? This was the apparel. This was now the attire of an Israelite man and woman and child. They're not rocking that just because they thought it was cool to put now strings in your clothes. If I can bring up some of these ancient pictures, you're going to see that we've been rocking border of blue. We've been rocking fringes. Come on, man. It's time to get back to royalty. Yes.
Now, like, in certain, like, stores, they selling, like, clothes with fringes on it, but now
right.
border of blue, they just got fringes. I ain't seen no border of blue or nothing.
Right.
I seen them with fringes, like, off the shoulder, and, like, right here, like, in the back and stuff like that, and off the sleeve. I ain't seen them with like borders of blue, just like little fringes hanging off places. Right.
Listen, everybody's trying to jump on the bandwagon. Right? They trying to live vicariously through an Israelite through clothing. You see all the new stars now. They have. You can turn that TV a little bit too. Turn it so they can see. We can never get it popping. We can never get this jumping. Yeah, I like that, right? You're trying to get some interactive learning, huh? Can you put? Yeah. So let Denzel do it. Denzel's master at these devices. For brothers and sisters online, we got a active learning TV donated by the brother Marcus the Water, right? Trying to get this up and moving for some pictures. Eventually, once we get our hardware up for streaming and broadcasting, we're going to be able to show you more pictures that we're going over, which is needed. But let's go to Numbers 15. I want everybody to do Google on your phone, Native American attire. Just put Native American. And it's going to pop up. Yes.
I was going to say, at least to my knowledge that I know of, it seems like the natives is the ones who preserved the border of blue and fringes.
Right.
The most out of everybody.
Right.
That I've seen historically.
Right. Definitely. Slavery took a toll on Judah out here, boy. They stripped Judah. To just some chains, man. Yeah, you're right. Definitely, and like I said, and like you said, that language. And again, there's more books that we can go into to show that even Judah, the slaves, were still speaking Hebrew. Y'all see this? So we're gonna get into that as well as we go deeper into the Reuben breakdowns, right? More information with Reuben. We have more books. we know that the natives were speaking, our people were speaking one towards another in the native tongue, the Hebrew. But again, I wanted to point it out is that, again, it says that they were speaking Hebrew in Jamaica, in Cuba, in Haiti, in all these different areas. So again, and it also stated, let me prove what it says. It says all writers and travelers agree, moreover, that there were many Jewish types of face among the Indians, the Aborigines of America, which shows forth what? These Aborigines are the Israelites.
God.
And again, there's other books that get straight to the case. You got Aztecs that deals about Issachar, that they are the lost tribes of Israel. So again, but how are they knowing this? Well, they were knowing it through their culture. And this is what we're seeing here with Native Americans. Y'all see it, right? And I had a picture where they had the border of blue with it. They had the border of blue with the native apparel. TV want to act foolish now. But let's keep reading though. Come on, where we at?
Numbers chapter 15, verse 38.
Right, so Numbers chapter 15 and verse 38. Now we're going to what? We're going to the law. But I'm going here to show that the Native Americans were upholding the law that was given to them from the ancient times. From the times of Moses. Go ahead.
And it shall be unto you speak unto the children of Israel, and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments.
So the Most High told Israel, you are going to now do what? You're going to take it upon yourself to be fashionable for me. You're going to be different.
God.
You're not going to be like these other bums out here. Booty shorts. You're not going to be wearing just thug material, whorish apparel. I want you to be specific. Remember, it's actually gonna say as we read down. The Most High wanted you separate from everybody else. He didn't want you to look like everybody else. Go ahead.
Throughout their generation.
Come on.
And that they put upon the fringe.
They do what?
And that they put upon the fringe.
Go ahead.
Of the borders a ribbon of blue.
Right, where we at?
That was verse 38. Last precept.
Right. It said that they make them fringes in the border of their garments throughout their generation, and that they put upon the fringe of border a ribbon of blue. So we also had that border of blue. Y'all see that?
God.
That border of blue be popping, don't it?
God.
You can see that from a distance. You see fringes from a distance, man.
God.
Because why? It separates the believers from what? The heathens. All right. Israelites from the heathens. Y'all see this?
God.
But why? The Most High wanted to, again, he want to give us some style. And that's why, like you said, Daniel, mine's went blank. Daniel is that people are now trying to jack our swag. A lot of people thought, what? Oh, y'all must be in they used to call us cowboys. Oh, y'all must be in a singing group. But look what's happened. You got sisters now with fringes floating on the back of their jackets for fashion, right? What you got?
Boxers.
Look at that. All the boxers, right? I seen Shakur had a clean set of fringes on, man.
Tank too.
All of them. Tank. Boots. Boots stay rocking big, long fringes. But why, though? They don't even know what they're doing, but it's in their spirit. Just like wearing gold. That's in our spirit because we are what? A rich people. We are flashy people. It says Solomon had chains of gold. So you don't think now those are the same bloodline will want to do the same? It hasn't changed. It's in us. But it said put a border of blue on the fringe. Go ahead.
Verse 39.
Come on.
And it shall be unto you for a fringe.
Read.
That ye may look upon it. And remember all the commandments of the Lord.
Y'all see this? And remember what?
And remember all the commandments of the Lord.
Read.
And do them.
Oh, no, you skipped. Where are you at?
Verse 39.
Oh, and do them. No, y'all see this, right? Remember all the commandments of the Lord and do them. The reason why I'm starting here is because they were still upholding the laws in a lot of areas. They were upholding the laws. Y'all see this?
God.
And we're going to get to that. This is the reason why I said the native knew the laws. Y'all can put that down. The natives knew the laws. They had culture. What we deal with today, before we knew the truth, is having no culture. We were making up things as we go. Hip hop, bebop. Mind you, we were always musicians, right? But did we really have something that separated us from everybody? These fringes, listen, everybody can't rock a border of blue with fringes. And every time somebody sees you with that border of blue, they see you with that fringe, what do they say? Oh man, I like your shirt, right? I like your shirt, man. Yeah.
Don't you know the army jacket I got?
Right.
That Bree got from me.
Sisters laced it, huh?
I went in tops one day and I had it on.
Right.
And this even white lady was like, "Ooh, nice jacket. I never seen no jacket like that. Ooh, especially with them fringes on it." I'm like, "Yeah, my God told us we need to wear this." And she was like, "Huh? Oh, a God? No, not your God, our God."
Right.
And then my wife was like, like, don't talk to her like telling you the truth, right? You know,
Right.
Like, our God told us to do this, not your God.
Right. Yeah, we chose it, not you.
Yeah.
Right?
It was just funny. Like, once I said that, she was like,
Hey, he says we are a peculiar nation. He said he chose us over the rest. So yes, he said we were the apple of his eye. So yes, these other nations don't get the swag we do. That's why they don't get the blessings. They don't get the promises. They don't get the covenant. They don't get none of that. Us Israelites do. Y'all see this?
God.
But again, the natives knew to still uphold what? Fringes. They knew these laws. If they were rocking them fringes, they understood what they were ordained to do. And that's why we're going to read a little bit more into what did they uphold. But let's keep reading. Come on.
And that ye seek not after your own heart.
Yeah, you see this? Because this is the point of the fringes, though, y'all. Listen, when you wear fringes, it's not only representing that you're an Israelite. That's not the only thing. A lot of us, we know about fringes, but we miss the scripture. The scripture says that you seek not after your own heart or your own mind. So you're going to be now subject to me. This is what the Most High says when you rock them fringes. When he gave us this order, was about, nah, you're going to follow me. But that was the problem, though. But if you remember, if you read up, it says that you were going to go a whoring. Or that it actually went when it reads down, right?
God.
It says, seek not after your own heart. Go ahead.
In your own eyes.
In your own what?
In your own eyes.
Yeah, don't now be eye Googling, eye wandering. Don't go after the things that you see. Walk where I need you to be. Do what I need you to do. Y'all see this?
God.
If I say look right, look right. Don't look left. What's on the left side? Right? Don't go in the bag. What's in the bag? Don't do that. Go ahead.
After which ye used to go a whoring.
Right. So the Most High said, listen, I need y'all to be right in line with me. Same mind, same judgment. But did y'all see the pictures of the natives?
God.
Come on. Undeniable. That's one. That's one regarding culture, regarding attire, which is very important when you deal with anthropology. When you deal with the study of cultures, their apparel is very important. Y'all see this?
God.
Why do you think a lot of these Romans, these Greeks, these Caucasians, they don't like to wear clothes and they don't like to wear shoes? That's why they walk out there barefoot. They got the Vibrams. There probably was a white boy that made the Vibrams. You getting as close to the ground as possible. You getting as close as comfortable to the ground as possible. Do y'all see this?
God.
They don't want to wear no clothes in the gym. Why? They used to be butt naked in the gym. Grown men. But now we go to gyms, what happened? You see good old Esau out there still walking around butt naked. No respect for nobody else to cover his private area. And then he want to have a conversation with his hand on his hip. Because why? This is what they're used to. That's their culture. You see this?
God.
They were a beast. When you deal with what's that book? The 13th Tribe by Aleister Crowley. Nah, I said Aleister Crowley. By what is it? Arthur. What's his name on the 13th Tribe? Arthur Questler. He said that they were the most despicable species on the planet. You see this? Despicable. Because they were known for those things. What's that? What about how?
It's true. White people are like.
Oh, they're disgusting, huh?
Yeah.
And the thing about it is that you don't really see a lot of the things that they do in secret. A lot of them don't take baths. Right? A lot of them don't take baths. But the Native Americans did. The Native Americans would wash themselves in the stream. That's why there's so many arguments. I'm going to have a class on just the book itself. Because it proves that what? We were the people of the ancient book. All our history showed us that we were clean people. We took showers. We bathed before we cooked. We bathed after we cooked. It was about hygiene. The Most High said, listen, when you lay down with a woman, scene of copulation, clean yourself. Take a shower. Y'all see this? Esau do what? Walk around crusty for a week. Walk around unbathed for a week. They literally call them what's the word again for those that don't bathe? They call them infrequent bathers. Infrequent bathers, huh? The Native Americans were not them. The natives were not savages. They were not beasts. They were men and women of valor. They were women and men of what? Of Hebrew Israelite origin. Y'all see this? Yeah, this book is actually, I advise y'all to get this, The History of the American Indians by James Adair. Very good, very detailed in going into how they lived their life. Y'all see that? What you got?
I was reading a book about Rochester's story.
Okay.
How the people came and they colonized all the Indians here. They took all their resources from them, moved them out to different spots.
Oh yeah, we're going to get that.
Rochester's story.
Oh, here in Rochester.
Yeah, it's Rochester's story.
Say that again? You said what?
It's a book about how the Indians got, you know what I'm saying, taken over. But they explain it in the book much more like a lot less harsh than they do in the textbook.
Oh, right.
So they, you know what I'm saying, they'll tell you, oh, they were clean people, they, you know, cooked their own food, they grew their own food.
Right.
But it goes a lot deep into the natives.
Con. Exactly. You know, I gotta check that out though. Because why? Come on, the natives are right here. Not only in New York and Canada. Native Americans are high in Canada. What you got?
That's where they say got pushed at too.
So they got pushed into Canada?
Yeah.
Interesting. What you got some on that story? You shook your head. You know about it?
Oh, yeah, I know about them being in Canada too, Con.
Okay. What you got, Goliath?
No, brother in the chat says we have the question.
Who's that?
Vaughn.
Who?
Vaughn.
What's the question? Who is this? Vaughn. That's Vaughn. Shalom, Mark. Shalom, Mark. What's your question? Is it according to the topic? Is it according to the topic? But yes, I'm gonna say this is that history don't lie. Y'all see this?
Con.
But let's go a little bit further. Not only was their attire, right? And I'll wait for Vaughn. I'll wait for your question, all right? But also the feast days. Y'all see this? The feast days. I'm gonna read this. This is page 48 out of the history of the American Indians, right? It says their festivals, feasts, and religious rites have also a great resemblance to those of the Hebrews. Y'all see that? The feast days, the religious rites, the fast, the fasting. And we're going to go into that. Because what? The Native Americans were actually dealing with Feast of Tabernacles. They were dealing with Feast of First Fruit. But they were also dealing with what? Leviticus 23. Let's go there. They were dealing with Leviticus 23. They dealt with our ceremonies, our feast days. Leviticus chapter 23. I'm going to show you Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 26. Yeah, this thing is. Right. Listen, we can definitely go into that, but it probably won't be tonight. I got you though, Vaughn. I got you. I got you on that. We done touched that a couple times. I got you on that. You can actually call my number, or we can go over it another time online. All right. I want to get this out though. So where we at?
Leviticus chapter 23, verse 26.
Yeah, Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 26. Go ahead.
And the Lord spake unto Moses.
Go ahead.
Saying, also on the 10th day of the 7th month, there shall be a day of atonement.
All right, a day of atonement. So we don't know about this, right? Day of atonement. Go ahead.
It shall be in holy convocation unto you.
Read.
And ye shall afflict your soul.
And ye shall do what?
Afflict your soul.
Right. And ye shall afflict your souls. And we know that, what did we do? That with these feast days, we went about it according to what? The new moon. Right? Remember those scriptures in Ecclesiastes? Right? But let me give you a little bit of understanding now with the Native Americans. Right? Page 50. Dealing with their feast days. Right? It says the Indians formerly observed the grand festival. It says of an annual expiation of sin. Right? At the beginning of the first new moon. Y'all see this? What does this mean? It means that they were holding Day of Atonement. Day of Atonement. All right? And they are perhaps as skillful in observing the revolutions of the moon as even the Israelites were, at the least till the end of the first temple. But this is what it says. It says their festivals, and it's called Nitak Ya'ah, days of afflicting themselves before the deity. So they used to afflict themselves, but check this out. Because we know Day of Atonement is for how long? For those that know the feast days, no Day of Atonement.
For a day.
A day, sundown to sunset, right? Or sundown to sundown, technically.
Okay.
Sundown to sundown. What did the natives do? All right, check this out. It says, as the first of the Nitak Hulu proceeds a long strict fast of 2 days and a night. It says, gramadize such a prodigious quantity of strong food. Let's get to the point. Nitak Ya'ah, the feast lasts only from morning till sunset. Being great lovers, actually here it goes. Such as fast as this may be truly said to afflict their souls and to prove a sufficient trial of their religious principles. So they were striving to uphold Day of Atonement. Y'all see this? Remember, it was for the expiation. Let's look up this word. Expiation. E-X-P-I-A-T-I-O-N. Expiation of sin. Because that's what the Day of Atonement is. Let us afflict ourselves that the Most High entreats us and forgive us of our sins the past year. You see this? So expiation. They did this Nitak Ya'ah for the expiation of their sins. What do you have?
Expiation.
Come on.
The act of making amends.
Right.
Or reparation.
There are
or reparation.
Right. It says the act of making amends. What else?
Or reparation. For guilt or wrongdoing.
They were now amending their wrongdoing to their Creator, to the Most High. Y'all see this? You don't have cultures literally following similar feast days as the Israelites. Y'all see this? Even the so-called Christians. Look at them. Are they doing Day of Atonement? Hell no. They're doing Halloween. They're doing President's Day. They're doing Thanksgiving. While our brothers and sisters are doing what? Upholding the laws, statutes, and commandments that were given to us from Moses. Y'all see that? Remember the point and reason why they fled. Let's go back real quick just to refresh our mind. I want you to hold that. Yes. Say it again. Oh yeah, go ahead. Oh, can you get it, please? Yeah, please. Yeah, we don't mind. Yes. Actually, no. It was my fault, Key. Somebody go there real quick for me. Second Ezra, you good. Second Ezra 13 and verse 40. And I just want to bring it back. I want to bring it back to what the Bible says. Remember, we're hearing that they wore fringes. We're hearing that they upheld feast days. And mind you, I can go through them. We're just going to hit a couple. We're hitting the Day of Atonement. They afflicted their souls by not eating. They fasted. That's why it says it proceeds a long, strict fast of 2 days. Right? But they knew that this feast day lasted from the morning till the sunset. From morning to the sunset. And remember, their morning isn't our morning. Their way of counting time was not our way of counting time now. And that's another argument that he has as well on how they counted time. But let's go back. Remember, they're upholding the feast days. They're wearing the fringes. This was something that was naturally already in their mind to do, to uphold the laws. But what happened? Well, it gets corrupted a little bit over time. Y'all see this?
God.
It gets corrupted, especially when the Most High said I was going to do what? I was going to discontinue you from your heritage. You're not going to have everything. Think about us in the Christian church. We praising Jesus. Oh, praise the Lord. Oh, no weapon come formed against me, right? But look at you now. Now you're talking in a different fashion. You still had that zeal. You had that desire, right? It says our people have a zeal, but not according to knowledge. They had a zeal, but it wasn't just exactly on point. A lot of it was, though. I'm going to show you. Where are you at?
Second Ezra, chapter 13, verse 40.
Right. Second Ezra, chapter 13 and verse 40. But I'm bringing you back to show that their intent was to do what? Read.
Those are the 10 tribes,
right,
which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea.
Come on.
The king, whom Shalmaneser.
Right, let's wait. Second Ezra 13 and verse 40. Second Ezra 13 and verse 40. Okay. Go ahead,
Whom Shalmaneser, the king of Assyria, led away captive.
Go ahead.
And he carried them over the water.
He did what?
And he carried them over the water.
Go ahead.
And so came they into another land.
Read.
But they took this counsel among themselves.
I want y'all to hear this. They took the counsel among themselves. Go ahead.
That they would leave the multitude.
Talking about the multitude was dealing in captivity. The Assyrians. Go ahead.
Of the heathen. And go forth into a further country.
Read.
Where never mankind dwelt.
Right. This is now going into what? Now how the natives got from Assyria through the waterways all the way to where? To America. They went through what? The Euphrates. Go ahead.
That they might there keep their statutes.
That they might do what?
That they might there keep their statutes.
Go ahead.
Which they never kept in their own land.
You see that? So what did it say? They wanted to keep the statues. Yes.
Why did it say that they never kept their own land when they were in captivity?
Well, remember, why did they get booted out the land?
Because they weren't following.
We weren't following the laws. We were now going or whoring.
So they felt like if they go somewhere else and do it, they'd be okay.
Everybody want to switch lanes, right? I got to switch location to get my spirit right. Right? Knowing doggone well what? You didn't do it here, brother. You didn't do it here, sis. This is Israel's game. I gotta change my city. Right? I gotta change the view, man. Maybe the energy here, it ain't moving with me like it should. We gotta go elsewhere. Read that one more time. Very heavy.
Verse 42.
Go ahead.
That they might keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land.
Right. Look at this. That they might keep their statutes, but we see at least what? We give them what? An E for effort. Y'all see this? But the natives are upholding the laws. That's why a lot of these explorers, a lot of these anthropologists were like, wait a minute. Their customs is similar. Their writings is similar. Mind you, remember the first video, we went over how they had the 10 Commandments and the Lost Lunar Stone in New Mexico. They had Hebrew writings in Tennessee. And mind you, there's many other areas. Come on, down in, again, we're not dealing with Mexico yet. But in these different areas, they had the law. We see them literally, they just weren't running around butt naked. They had law and order. Y'all see that?
God.
But that's what I wanted to bring back to mind, is that they wanted to uphold the laws and statutes. What else were they now upholding? Feast of Pentecost, what we're about to receive, or we're about to go into. They were doing Feast of Pentecost. Let's go back to Leviticus 23. Leviticus chapter 23. Leviticus chapter 23. Let me show you something. Leviticus 23. Let's read where you at.
Verse 15.
Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 16. You do 16.
Leviticus chapter 23, verse 16.
And do we have any questions so far? Any questions in regards to Gad, in regards to what we're going over? Again, we're just getting the information, right? Getting stone cold information in regards to how the North American Native Americans, North American Indians are the true Hebrew Israelites, are of those of the lost tribes of Israel, the 10 lost tribes. Because again, this was a big, that topic, the lost 10 tribes, that was a big topic. That is a big topic in the world. Y'all see this?
God.
Yes.
What do you mean a big topic?
What I mean is that they knew that a portion of Israel fled. They just didn't know where. So they were always trying to do what? Find them. Again, why do you think Christopher Columbus came over? You see this? Why do you think Christopher Columbus came over? Not only that, his whole crew had Jewish or Hebrew translators. His whole crew had Hebrew translators. You see this? Oh, it's crazy when you go through the names. When you go through the names of everybody that he had on the ship. Because why? Everybody was in search of who? That lost tribes. Yes.
So the Native Americans didn't know anything about the Bible? Like,
Well, we see that they had an understanding of Bible. Now, were they reading biblical context? The word itself, we see no. But it was still ingrained within them. You see that? It was still ingrained within them to do what? To uphold these ceremonies. Where they get it from? Where did they get? Well, because why? It was passed down from generation to generation to generation until it slowly did what? Weakened, and weakened through time. Think about it. They're literally what? They literally have Hebrew amongst them. But remember, we went over the archaeology, right? They had the stone of the 10 Commandments. I'm trying to get it on TV. They had the stone of the 10 Commandments. They had Hebrew writing. They had a lot. Yes.
I was about to say something like go off with when somebody said they didn't
Right.
read the Bible, but they had the commandments in their heart, so that's why they followed them.
Well, I'm gonna say it
They
again.
said something about the stone that they had. I didn't know they had the stone.
Right. When you look at that paper, there was a few. When you deal with the Lost Lunar Stone, that was actually the 10 Commandments. That was the 10 Commandments. So where did they get this from? You see that? So they were definitely in tune with Scripture. Maybe not exactly, again, as we have it, because we know that they didn't have the New Testament. We know this. But they understood what to uphold. Does that make sense? I mean, I'm going to say it again. You know, one thing think about it. You have a lot of grandparents that pass down recipes, that pass down understanding. You don't need that written down for you. That's already in your mind. When you're automatically doing things season after season, day after day, it becomes what? Routine. You see this?
God.
What's the thought?
no, I was gonna ask something, but you kind of just answered it.
What was it?
I was just gonna say, like, the knowledge that they do have, they got from their parents.
Right. Let's go to real quick. Go to Deuteronomy. I'm gonna show you real quick. It says go to Deuteronomy. Just on your point. Go to Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 7. Right? Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 7. Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 7. And remember that they were trying their best. They were trying their best. But we know as well, they mingled it with wickedness. That's why we got booted out of the land. We got to understand this. I'm not saying that they were living righteous in America. Why you think the Spaniards, why do we think the so-called white man came upon our people? We know they weren't living right. But what happened? They were striving to do some things on point. Read where you at. Come on.
Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 7.
So Deuteronomy 32 and verse 7. That's you, Gamoria? Oh, that's Gamoria. Go ahead.
Remember the days of old.
Go ahead.
Consider the years of many generations.
Right. Remember the days of old. I want you to hear this, Samaya, right? Remember the days of old, which is the past, the generations. Go ahead.
Consider the years of many generations.
Consider the many years of the generations. So that means your forefathers that passed before you. Think upon them. Ponder on what they were doing. What was going on during that time, Papa? This was a time where we literally talked to our family members. They weren't like us, introverts. We just quiet. The only thing they pass down to us is debt, right? Drama. Parents passing drama down. You in the street getting beat up for your pops and moms. Like, that's not mine. I don't owe you money. But back in the ancient times, we actually had some information to pass down. So go ahead.
Ask thy father, and he will shew thee.
Right, you see this? It says do what?
Ask thy father.
Ask, speak. But what do we have to ask of our forefathers? Nothing. But mind you, listen, almost what? Let's say 14 or 2,000. How many years is that? Almost, I guess 1,000. Almost 1,000 for 1492, 15, 500. Almost 1,000 years ago, right? That they were speaking, communicating. Bro, when you look at time, it was a while ago. You see this? But it says, ask your father. Go ahead.
And he will shew thee.
And he will do what?
And he will shew thee.
And he will show thee. Go ahead.
Thy elders. And they will tell thee.
You see that? If they asked, they would now get the information. But what we got to understand, it was already written in our law for us to constantly be speaking these things to our children. So it was going to be in their forefront. It was going to be on their mind. They would know that this is how Israelites move. This is our customs. This is what we do. This is what we don't do. I mean, think of all the things that we did learn. A lot of us have mastered the streets. A lot of us have mastered deception because that was taught to us. You see that? A lot of us know how to eat because we were allowed to. But what did the Bible say? Let's go there. Let's go to Deuteronomy. Yep.
6 and 4.
Yep. Let's get it. Right? Deuteronomy chapter 6 and verse 4. Because think about it. Think about this. Is that do you need a book to understand what to do? If you're taught it. If you're taught though. See, we need a book because we're coming back to this understanding. The Lord is bringing things back to our remembrance. It's a record. But I'm going to show you a few things about our people in the ancient days. What do we do with our children? When you deal with the Native Americans, they have a tight-knit family because they're still teaching tradition. We don't have tradition here. And their tradition is still whitewashed, and I mean like watered down. But we're seeing that at a time that they were what? They were trying to do what? Uphold these feast days. Read where you at. Come on.
Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 4.
So Deuteronomy chapter 6 and verse 4. Is everybody there? Go ahead.
Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord.
Read.
And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thine heart.
Get right to the point.
Verse 7.
Go ahead.
And thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children.
Y'all see this? We were going to now teach our statutes, judgments, what not to do. What's the punishment? We were going to teach them now the ceremonies, the feast days. about cleanliness. When a woman was on her period, you will put her away. The Native Americans did it. Where did they get that understanding from? Was it from being connected to the tree roots? And I'm barefoot. The tree roots is telling me.
I done seen a video like that. Girl wrapped her hair around a tree and started singing.
I know. She got it from Avatar, huh? They got it from Avatar. Loop up your hair with the sea monster. They downloaded their spirit into you and your spirit into them. No, we had to have some instruction. The Lord said, teach them diligently. That means constantly. If you get constantly, I don't want to say grilled, but constantly taught, right? Constantly something put in your face to remember. What's going to normally happen? That's going to lock into your brain. Never lock the door, right? Never lock the door when Dad's in the house. Never lock the door. Whatever it might be, right? You're going to know these things. Go ahead.
And shall talk of them when thou sittest in thine house.
Read.
And when thou walkest by the way.
You see this? So everywhere we were in the house of Maya, we were now doing what? We were now, exactly, Dumas said, like brushing your teeth. Come on. Well, I ain't gonna lie to this. A lot of us, some of us may forget that, right? Somebody, I know, look at Daniel like, who is that? Yeah, some people do come in with telling that hot breath, right? Need a reminder. But it should be second nature, right?
God.
But it says that we diligently spoke to him when?
And thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children.
Come on.
And shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thine house.
Read.
And when thou walkest by the way.
Come on.
And when thou liest down.
At all times. So what happened, Samaya? It will be programmed in you. But mind you, it just said in that second Esdras that they knew about the laws when they was dipping across the sea. So you don't think that they had some type of something that they established once they got there a year and a half later? We gonna do this? This what it's gonna be? We're seeing that they did. Because they still upheld it by the time now James Adair was there. Remember, they went into captivity in 733 BCE. 600 years later, 1,000 years later, remember, man, let's do that. So that's seven. Let's give it 700. Let's say when they count it down. Let's say 700 years plus 1490. Let's do 700 plus 1492. That's 2,192 years from being exiled out of the land. Let's round it up to a 2,000. 2,000 years they were discontinued from the land. And they were still doing what? Afflicting their souls. But why? It was being drilled in. It says the law was going to be on the forefront. It was supposed to be on our mind constantly. That's why you wear the fringes, so that we can remember the commandments and not do our own will. The Most High was giving us little cheat sheets to do what? Make our mind mindful of what he wanted. And mind you, think about the horror that they went through, being in captivity, working, slaving, and now going on a ship a year and a half later. Come on, that'll make a cat want to get his spirit right. Oh, we got to change our life up, man. We got to do something different, right? But obviously we know what? It slowly but surely went right back to havoc. Chaos. Does that make sense? What else you had on that?
No, I'm just thinking, like, even now, some of them, they still follow the laws. Like, it's not completely gone from their mind.
Right. I mean, a lot of us do too. A lot of us ain't running around here as sodomites. A lot of us weren't eating pork if that's what your parents taught you. Right? A lot of us women naturally wear dresses if that's what their mothers taught them. Remember, it had to be taught. It wasn't just something that now just in my database. A lot of us are smoking ciggies, smoking blunts, thinking it was okay. Smoking that loud pack, right? Pill popper. Until we found out what? No, that's not the right thing. Okay, dang. But then you had some that was what? Clean. But it's because of their upbringing. You see that? Their upbringing. Why? Well, we got to understand, with us being amongst these nations, go to Psalms. with us being amongst the nations, what happened to us? Go to Psalms 135, right? 135 and 17. Is it 135? Go to Psalms real quick and we'll jump back. But just to show us that, yes, a lot of our people are going to still uphold. It's what's that?
106 and 35.
Yeah, there it is. My fault. 106 and 35. So Psalms 106. Go here real quick. Somebody. And yes, a lot of our people are still going to uphold. But here's a question though. But how do you know how they got that information?
I would think because of their parents.
Right? You know, but again, you just like I said, you most likely. But and a lot of natives do recognize them being as the lost tribes. And you got some that don't care. You got some that want what? They just want the dope. I want what the white man gives me. I want some of that revenue from the casino once every 3 months. Pay up. Right? So let's read this. Come on.
Psalms chapter 106, verse 35.
Yeah, Psalms 106 and verse 35. Go ahead.
But were mingled among the heathen.
Right. So we were now what? Mingled amongst the heathen when the Heavenly Father now dispersed us. So by being mingled amongst, what happens? We start learning their ways. This is why we had to get the laws coming out of Egypt. Because we were detestable. We were eating foolishness. We were doing foolish things. Think about it. Even in the law, it says a man should not wear that pertaining to a woman. What that mean? That means somebody was wearing a dress up there in Egypt, man. Grown men. Big boy men out there. Brolic men. With beards on. Looking like, what's the old word with the beard when I act like a girl?
Montana?
Saucy Montana. Huh? Not Uncle Clifford. But Uncle Clifford's one. But Uncle Clifford, I give him a pass, kind of. Not really, though. It's the sad part about it. He just ain't as sensitive or as female as Saucy Santana. We got to put that picture up, man. I wish this worked, man. Saucy Santana need to get hit in the kneecaps with a bat. Because his father didn't teach him a damn thing. But was mingled amongst what?
The heathen.
Go ahead.
And learned their works.
Right, and this is what happened with a lot of our brothers and sisters. They were mingled amongst, but what happened with the natives? We got to get up out of here. We're going to do our own thing. We're going to uphold the laws and statutes. We learned better, right? So let's go back. Leviticus 23. You get that, somebody? Leviticus 23. Leviticus chapter 23. Remember, they still had documentation. They weren't out there just running around butt naked, right? But we know that what? Obviously, they didn't have this full manual. They didn't have this full manual. And mind you, think about it. Even at their time, it was being written about. Hosea, when you read about Ezekiel was in the captivity of Babylon. When you deal with, who else was a Northern Kingdom prophet? When you deal with, Isaiah was Judah. He still spoke. Jeremiah was Judah. Who else was Northern Kingdom prophet?
What's Joel? I'm not sure.
Joel. When you read Joel 3, yes.
Okay.
Joel 3, Joel 2 goes into that heavy. So they still had prophets, so they knew about the Lord. You see this? So think about it. Even Jeremiah wanted to give Jericho a letter from the Lord. What happened? He threw it in the fire. So, yeah, what you got?
I'm just assuming if they did have anything, it would probably have just been the Torah, the first 5 books. Just
Right.
The law.
Con. Good point. They had to. Think about it. They're following what? Fringes, feast days, and now we're going to get into Pentecost. So Leviticus 23 verse 16, and I'm going to get this point. Go ahead.
Leviticus chapter 23 verse 16.
So Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 16. Go ahead.
Even unto the morrow after the 7th Sabbath shall ye number 50 days.
Go ahead. So we know that the Feast of Pentecost is 50 days after Passover. All right. So 50 days after Passover, we have the Feast of Pentecost. Go ahead.
And ye shall offer a new meat offering unto the Lord.
Go ahead.
Ye shall bring out of your habitations 2 wave loaves of 2 tenth deals.
Right. So what happened is that you're going to bring out now a meat offering, right? This meal offering to give thanks to the Heavenly Father for your what? Your first fruits. Y'all see this? But what happened with the native? I'm going to show you something. It says, having everything in order for the sacred solemn. This is page 51. Gamaria, this is The History of the American Indians by James Adair. All right? It says, and lay them on the outside of the square. It says, offers in interior order, carefully swept. Again, they're doing all these things and preparing for the feast, right? Getting everything clean for fear of polluting the first fruit offering. They were giving first fruit offering. And this is another name for what? Feast of Pentecost. First fruit. Feast of first fruit. Y'all see this? The Native Americans was right with us. Come on, man. And we can go all day. That's why I said a lot of brothers and sisters, if you like to read, it's a long read, but it is a lot of concrete evidence that cannot be overcame to show that what? The North American Indians, the Native Americans, right, are what? Are Israelites. Y'all see this? Yeah, we can go in on this, man. But we're going to go into a little bit more. So not only were they following the law, we know this, right? So mind you, in this class of Gad, we're going through these points to solidify that Gad is the tribe, or that the North American Indians is the tribe of Gad, right? So we went through archaeology, we went through anthropology, but now we're also about to go in what? Prophecy. There's prophecy in the scriptures of what was going to happen to the tribe of Gad. So let's go to Genesis 49, right? So not only have we hit archaeology to show physical proof, not only have we gone through anthropology to show now their culture, the things that they did, the food that they ate, the traditions that they kept. And I didn't even get into that in the traditions, but like I said, we can go into a whole nother class on top of this because very, very beautiful people, man. Very beautiful people. A lot of you so-called blacks are Native Americans. Everybody ain't Jewed up in here. There's a lot of cats acting like Jews, though, boy. Oh, yeah. But let's go to prophecy. Let's look at Bible prophecy linking the tribe of Gad to the Native Americans. I want y'all to write that down. Linking the tribe of Gad to the Native Americans through Bible prophecy. Linking the tribe of Gad to the Native Americans through Bible prophecy. Who's ready to get it? Who's ready to get some prophecy? See, that's one thing about these other books, religions. Show me the prophecy. You know how I say, show me the money? Show me the prophecy.
That's the title?
The class?
Yeah.
No. This is just a point that we're going into now. Yeah, we're going into another point. Let's look at Bible prophecy linking the tribe of Gad to the Native Americans. All right, so we're going to start at Genesis 49. All right, so let's all jump to Genesis chapter 49. Let's go through this. Genesis chapter 49. Come on.
You want from the top or down?
Verse 1.
Genesis chapter 49, verse 1.
Yeah, Genesis 49 and 1. Read.
And Jacob called unto his sons and said, gather yourselves together.
Go ahead.
That I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days.
Y'all see this? So Jacob was in the spirit prophesying of what was going to happen to who? His sons. In the last days. Y'all see this? The last days began when? When did the last days begin?
When Yahushua died.
When Yahushua was on that cross was the beginning of the end. Y'all see this? So moving forward, yes.
I ain't gonna lie, that's a long end.
Huh? Oh yeah. But listen, life was still long before that. Think about it. Methuselah lived 967 years. 969? 900 years out. Without, it's the beginning of the end. For what? for these prophecies now to actually come to pass. I mean, mind you, there were still prophecies before that came to pass, right?
Serious ones are coming.
These are these last days prophecies, yes. Right? Like the river Euphrates drying up, right? River Euphrates dried up what, last year?
Pretty much. I think
Yeah,
it's
last
the
year.
last leg, or it's dried up.
Right? What you got, Kalai?
You said the last day started when Yahushua died?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And just to Gamaliel's point, 2,000 years is what, 2 days to the Lord?
Come on.
It ain't that long to him.
Right.
Think about that. It's about a week, man.
God.
It ain't been a week for the Most High yet.
God.
Right? Week and a half.
God.
They still down there scrambling. Right? It ain't time yet. It ain't time yet. We can get that.
God.
Right? About the days to the Lord. Was that Hebrews?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Let's read this though. Genesis 49. 49 and verse 1. Read that again from the top.
Genesis chapter 49, verse 1.
So when you read, not only is Deuteronomy 28 a pillar chapter to show brothers and sisters the signs that were going to happen to Israel and their curses, also Genesis 49 is also a chapter that shows us where we will be, what we'll be going through in the last days. Y'all see that?
God.
So you definitely want to get into Deuteronomy 28 and Genesis 49, and we will be going over these classes, so wait on it. Go ahead.
And Jacob called unto his sons and said, gather yourselves together,
Come on.
that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days.
Read.
Gather yourselves together, and hear, ye sons of Jacob.
Right, jump down to now 49. Let's deal with the son of Jacob by the name of who? Gad. Go ahead.
Verse 19.
Read.
Gad, a troop.
Gad, a what?
Gad, a troop.
Right, so now when you deal with this word Gad, it says Gad, a troop. Gad, a troop. When you go into now the etymology of Gad, it means a body of soldiers. Body of soldiers. God. This is why they had that military prowess, that military skill that we used. Remember when we read in Chronicles, First Chronicles, it said that they were proficient in the bow.
God.
They had the sword, they had the buckler.
God.
They were known to do what? They were known to be fierce fighters.
God.
So read that one more time.
Gad, a troop shall overcome him.
Right, so I want to just deal with this Gad real quick. It says Gad. I want you to write this down, or you can paraphrase it if you want to. But it says Native Americans were known for being warriors. Native Americans were known for being warriors. The Native Americans called their soldiers or warriors braves. They called them braves. All right? The Native American called their soldiers or warriors braves. Braves. Like the Atlanta Braves. Right. They called it braves because they were warriors. All right? These braves would be rewarded with an eagle feather as an insignia of passing into manhood. These braves would be rewarded with an eagle's feather as an insignia of passing into manhood. All right? It says qualifications of this insignia would consist of a brave committing valiant acts of war. So now we're going into Gad, the name of Gad, right? Meaning a body of soldiers. But going into understanding that with these soldiers, they gave them the term brave. And brave, the qualifications of this insignia would consist of a brave committing valiant acts of war. Natives took pride in developing strong soldiers. Y'all see this? Native Americans took pride in developing strong soldiers. That is why their biblical nationality means what? Body of soldiers. Gad. Y'all see this?
God.
So let's go into a few wars that Gad had against the white men. Does anybody know any wars that he had against Esau? Any of the Native American wars to show forth their valiancy, their warrior spirit, their brave spirit? A lot of these natives were not laying down for Esau when he stood up on the block. Oh, no. That's what? That's the devil. The red skin, what do they call him? Huh? The red man. Right? Because we know he was out there in that sun burning up. Right? They knew that what? He was an enemy. Now, we know a lot of Indians did fall. A lot of natives fell. But there was also groups that did what? They weren't laying down. Yes.
I think the Ghetto Wars.
The what?
The Ghetto Wars.
The Ghetto Wars?
The Ghetto.
Oh, the Ghetto Wars.
Yeah,
I'm going to say this. There is many wars. Yeah, there is definitely many wars. The Ghetto War. Where was that at? You know where was that?
I think it was the Native Indians against Esau.
Right. Yeah, I'm going to say like where location-wise. Gutta. That sound like it could have been the Gutta natives. That could have been Reuben down there in like what? Down there in like Louisiana, those areas. They call them the what did they call them? My mind just went blank. I know y'all know those tribes down there, the Gullah people. The Gullah, where they took a lot of their houses. That was like North Carolina, I believe is that area. Okay. Who else knows any native wars? Native wars that happened? I'm going to give you one. This is called the Colonial Period Indian Wars. So the Indian Wars, right? This is in 1622. March 22nd, 1622. And I'm giving you these dates, these wars, just to show that Gad was what? He was a valiant man of war, just like the Heavenly Father. Y'all see that? These men went to work upon Esau. This is on March 22nd, 1622. It says Powhatan Indians attacked and killed colonists in eastern Virginia, known as the Jamestown Massacre. So y'all can go look that up. Jamestown Massacre. The bloodbath gave the English government an excuse to justify their efforts to attack Native Americans and confiscate their land. Y'all see this? Let's go deeper. In 1636, the Pequot War over trade expansion broke out between the Pequot Indians and English settlers of the Massachusetts Bay Colony in Connecticut. The colonist Indian allies joined them in battle and helped defeat the Pequot, right? But this is one of the biggest battles. This is one of the biggest battles, and y'all can write this down, the Great Raid of 1840. The Great Raid of 1840. Great Raid of 1840. And again, I'm going off of this part first before going into how the truth was going to overcome them, right? But they shall prevail. But one thing is, Gad fought. A lot of the Native Americans fought. So write this down. The Great Raid of 1840. The largest raid ever mounted by Native Americans on white cities. I'm going to say it again. The largest raid ever mounted by Native Americans on white cities in the Republic of Texas. This raid was orchestrated by the Comanche tribe under Chief Buffalo Hump. Chief Buffalo Hump. The Comanche tribe are a Native American nation from the Great Plains, and they dealt mostly in modern day. Says a Texas raid took place, right? And I believe this was, it wasn't in the United States at that time. It was called the Republic of Texas, right? The Republic of Texas. One of the biggest raid, or the biggest slaughtering of the Native Americans upon Esau. Y'all see this? Yes.
I was gonna say I didn't have a war, but I know that basically the white man took the concept of camouflaging as war attire from the natives.
Come on. The scripture says Jacob is the former of all things. They took everything from Israel. We showed them how to plant. We showed them how to be civilized. We gave them language. We showed them how to trade. We taught them mathematics. Y'all see this?
God.
Listen, we even showed them how to do the what New York dance you got, the Harlem Shake.
God.
You got Esau now doing the Harlem Shake now, man. We got the games, the how-to dance. All those dance games, Esau just be in the house going to work on those machines. You see him in there at Dave & Buster's.
God.
Esau being at Dave & Buster's trying their hardest to step They're trying to get that rhythm of that we naturally have. Y'all see this?
God.
But again, showing what? Showing Gad's valiantness in his name. A body of soldiers. Gad was about fighting. Y'all see that?
God.
And that's why I'm going to say this. And I'm going to tap into the spiritual. Why we should now do what? We should have this spirit of fighting as well and not giving in to the enemy. Y'all see this?
God.
Now, I'm not talking about with guns. I'm talking about spiritually. Get your spirit right. Fight the old man. Fight the old woman. Y'all see that?
God.
Now let's go. Read that again. Genesis 49 and 19. I got a few more points.
Genesis chapter 49, verse 19.
Genesis 49 and verse 19. Is there any questions on there? Because I'm not seeing anything. Go ahead.
Gad, a troop shall overcome him,
Go ahead.
but he shall overcome at the last.
Right. And when it says this troop shall overcome him, this was now what? The U.S. Army. Y'all see this? The U.S. Army under who? Andrew Jackson was the beginning of the end for the Native Americans. Y'all see this?
God.
And you can research that. Read that one more time.
Gad, a troop shall overcome him,
Go ahead.
but he shall overcome at the last.
Right, but he shall overcome at the last, which means what? We all are going to overcome when Yahushua now does what? Redeems us out of this situation. Y'all see that?
God.
But I'm going to say this. When it regards that troop shall overcome him, was speaking of Andrew Jackson in the U.S. Army, right? You have to go into, there's so many wars that Andrew Jackson had upon, or battles that he had against the Native Americans. All right, so go in there, do your research. It's a lot of things that you can find out. But I want to tap into a little bit more in regards of what happened after now this battle. Go to Deuteronomy 28 and verse 45. Go to Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 45. It says a troop will overcome him. And we see that the Native Americans fleeing from the land of Assyria could not run from the hand of the Most High when it regards to the curses. Because this is how we know that this man, this nation, this tribe of people are Israelites. Because of what? They fit the curses. They just like you, so-called black man, Latino man, Native Americans. They went through they went through it and they are going through it. Let's read. Come on.
Right.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 64.
No, give me straight 49.
Verse 49.
Actually, my apologies. 45. I was jumping.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 45.
Right, and somebody help the brother read. Deuteronomy 28 and verse 45. Go ahead.
Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee.
Go ahead.
And shall pursue thee.
And shall do what?
And shall pursue thee.
And this is what we're seeing with the Native American is that this global butt whooping went from Assyria all the way over to where? America. Good old America. Y'all see this?
God.
They could outrun this. We're going to go into our own land and worship our God. Yeah, all right. You know you weren't doing that in the land before. You think now you crossing waters, the Most High can't smell you out? You mean the Most High, he ain't got no tracking device on you? If the Lord wants to get you, he will get you. And this is why Jacob said in the last days that a troop was going to overtake a troop. A body of soldiers was going to be overtaken by a body of soldiers. That's exactly what happened. Show me anywhere else in time that happened. Please, prophesied-wise. With the same attributes of these people. Bows, swords, and bucklers. Y'all see this?
God.
It says that these curses was going to pursue thee. Go ahead.
And overtake thee.
And do what?
And overtake thee.
And it did overtake the so-called Native American man and woman and child. Because we can go through all the horrors. We're going to touch a little bit. Go ahead.
Till thou be destroyed.
Till thou be what?
Destroyed.
Yeah, till thou be destroyed. Y'all see that?
God.
Go ahead, keep reading. Jump down to verse 49. Or did you finish that? No, you can finish that.
Read on. Because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Go ahead.
To keep his commandments and his statutes, which he commanded thee.
You see this? The Native Americans had to get punished still because they weren't observing the laws as they should. It ain't no keeping 45%, 55. No. You're going to submit how the Most High wants you to submit. And we just went over it for the brothers that just came in about them fringes. The fringes was now ordered for us to wear, for us to understand not to do things as we want to do them. Y'all see that? We're not doing our ways, but the Lord's ways. What you got, W?
I was gonna say, even for the few that did keep them, they had to suffer with the rest of the majority.
Right. Oh yeah. That's now. Come on, man. But listen, we none of us is innocent. None of us ain't innocent, man. Come on, man. They following the multitude. Talking about even the ones that who you know them? You heard of them? Right? Come on, man. Israel is out the spirit. Y'all see this? Let's keep reading. Come on.
Verse 49.
Yeah, verse 49.
Verse 49.
Go ahead.
The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far.
Come on.
From the end of the earth.
From the what?
From the end of the earth.
These cats came from all the way across the ocean. Go ahead.
As swift as the eagle flies.
And we know the eagle is a representation of what? These countries. So-called white man, Spaniards, right? They all flew the what? The eagle.
God.
The Most High is giving us a description of what to look out for. Romans flew the eagle when they pulled up on the valiant horses, right? Had that eagle up there. Kiss the eagle, man. Submit, kiss the eagle. Go ahead.
A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
Come on.
A nation of fierce countenance.
Read.
Which shall not regard the person of the old.
Y'all gotta hear this. This is very on point. These are prophecy scriptures that actually were fulfilled. Go ahead.
Nor shew favor to the young.
Nor do what?
Shew favor to the young.
Come on, man. They will cut your child up. Right. They will mutilate your child. They will feed them to alligators. They will use them as arrow practicing targets. They will cut them up and eat them. Yes.
I just seen a picture from,
Yep.
I forgot what year it was, but it was a picture of an ad in a newspaper where it said, where they had black babies.
Yeah.
It said in the newspaper, alligator bait.
Oh, yeah.
People, they were selling these babies to be sold just for alligator bait.
For attraction. We're going to bring the alligators up, but we're going to bait them by what? Black babies. Y'all think y'all got it hard now. Our forefathers getting that ass beat. That's crazy. But it gets worse. It gets worse. Let me show you something. There's many, but this is one, right? It says, I wanted this one point. It said, this is in regards, this is another good book. It's called The Brief Account of the Destruction of the Indies, right? By Bartholomew de la Casa. You got some hitters when it comes to the natives, man, but this book deals with Island Hispaniola, Jamaica, St. Martha, Ecuador, Nicaragua. But we're going to deal with page number 6, which is the cruelties of the Spaniards committed in America. All right? The cruelties, right? Where's the point that I wanted? Here it goes. It says, when the Spaniards first arrived here, about 500,000 men dwelt in it. They are now cut off. He said 5,000 men dwelt there, and now they're cut off, which means they're dead. Some by slaughter, and others ravished away by force and violence to work in mines of the Hispaniola, which is Haiti or Dominican Republic. Hispaniola, Island Hispaniola, is the land of Haiti and the Dominican Republic. All right? But it also said this. It says, nay, we dare boldly affirm that during the 40 years space wherein they exercised their sanguinary and detestable tyranny in these regions, above 12 millions, it says 12 millions, computing men, women, and children, have undeservedly perished. 12 million. And they ain't talking about the Holocaust. This is just a portion. This is just here in America. This ain't talking about these other islands. 12 million. It says, perish, nor do I conceive that I should deviate from the truth by saying that above 50 million in all paid their last debt to nature. 50 million. Y'all see this? 50 million brothers, sisters, and children died at the hands of the enemy. Yes.
And they try to say the white Jewish people that from the Holocaust, they talking about that fits prophecy.
Right.
Them being the real Jews. But that just said 50 and 12 million. They claimed that it was 6 million, but it wasn't even that many.
Think about that. And mind you, that was just payback. Right? But when you look, I'm going to give a little bit more information regarding the island of Hispaniola. I want to hit it. Natives were there too. It says they snatched young, this is page 11 on the island of Hispaniola. They snatched young babes from the mother's breast and then dashed out the brains of those innocents against the rocks. But now, when you deal with Christians, Christian apologists, the Baptists, and when we say now, what scripture is that? That we're going to now dash the brains. Yahweh and the angels are going to dash the brains. They don't like to hear that. But did you not know that your ancestors were now fulfilling that lifetime to a meek and mild people, to a peaceable people? Yeah, it's Psalms 137:9. Right? Happy is he that dashes thy babies against the stone. Yes.
So back in the day, like how you said, like he was like killing our kids and that, we never like killed none of their kids.
Well, we did fight back. Remember, we were fighting back, but the Most High subdued us.
It wasn't a mass scale like that.
Nah, it wasn't where we took over. We may have won a city, won a town, but and remember, that's why I kind of went into those stories at first about the when you look at it, it's called the Punic, I think it's the Punic Wars or the Native American Wars, right? I think it's the Punic, man, I'm mixing things up. But they had a lot of wars or revolts, right? But that wasn't enough to do what? To push back the hand of the Most High sword. Oh, they definitely weren't just falling over. No, we were captive. They were literally here goes another one. Let me hit y'all with a little bit more, right? It says, I saw 4 or 5 of their most powerful lords, talking about the natives, in Island of Hispaniola, on these girdrons, like a post, right? And thereon roasted. They roasted men alive. And not far off, 2 or 3 more overspread with the same commodity, man's flesh, but the shrill clamors which were heard there being offensive to the captain. By hindering his repuse, he commanded them to be strangled with a halter. Because they were yelling and screaming about being burnt alive, they choked them to death. Y'all see this?
God.
This is what happened to our people due to what? Disobedience. But not only that, did you finish that verse 51? Jump to verse 51 on Deuteronomy 28 and 51. I'm going to show you something that goes even more in connection with the Native Americans being an Israelite. Read where you at.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 51.
Yeah, Deuteronomy 28 and verse 51. Go ahead.
And he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle.
Right, he going to now come and eat your cattle. He going to pull up on the scene and eat what you eat. What was that? Buffalo Soldier, Dreadlock Rasta. That was a song about how they killed buffaloes, the Native Americans. But wasn't that it? Denzel? That specific song was about the Buffalo Soldier. But what happened? They killed 3 to 4 million bison, which was what? The Native Americans' food, the Native Americans' clothing, and their warmth. They slaughtered them purposely to do what? Starve out the natives. Y'all see this?
I seen the video, a picture of them with the skins piled up.
Oh yeah.
And they took pictures of them standing next to it.
Purposely. What'd you have, Daniel?
No, I was about to say something, but it kind of was like going off, but I'm saying anyway, like, didn't they used to eat us back in the day? Because the book out, It was supposed to come in the mail, but it's probably not out. It's called the Delectable Negro.
Who, Esau?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. Esau was definitely grubbing. Esau was definitely grubbing. I'm going to say this. Listen, Gad, the North American Indians, they were definitely doing strange things as well. Now, one thing I do have to say is that even in the law, they didn't eat blood, according to James Adair. The natives that he was around, they didn't eat anything with blood in it.
Oh, no, not the natives.
No, I know. Oh, yeah, he's a monster. Look at him. He don't know what's going on. He don't know what's going on. Think about it. If he's using castrium, the white man allowed castrium to come on our market counters, which is beaver anal secretion, beaver booty juice, to now be a substitute that's added in the vanilla extract. That man's a beast. Beaver anal juice, castrium. When you got a snack, it says vanilla extract, you better watch out. Them granola bars, you better watch out. Beaver anal booty juice. Because the white man does these things, man. He's a cruel man. But it says that he's now going to eat your cattle, the fruit of your, he's going to come up in your house, open up your refrigerator, open up your air fryer, talking about what a ranch at. First off, who is you? Where the ranch at, man? Hey, yeah, go ahead out there and cook that barbecue meat on there for that grill for me. This is what he did to the natives. Keep reading, come on.
And the fruit of thy land.
He's going to take all your crops. Go ahead.
Until thou be destroyed.
Until you starve to death. Until you're weak. Until you're weary. Until you give up. Y'all see this? If this didn't happen to the Native Americans, I don't know what did then. This is book by book, point by point, is showing that what the Native Americans are Israelites. Go ahead.
Which also shall not leave thee either corn, wine,
right,
or oil.
Right, and when he do take some, he ain't leaving nothing behind. Nothing for you to get a piece of. Stingy. Niggardish. Why do you think a lot of us here in America are what? Selfish. Because we were taught the white man his ways. We were taught his ways, which was to do what? Take, and never think about to give. Never consider about the next man. Never consider, damn, I'm taking all his meat. He got a daughter. Maybe she will want something to eat. He don't even care. He don't consider. Go ahead.
Or the increase of thy kind.
Read.
Or flocks of thy sheep.
Go ahead.
Until he have destroyed thee.
Right, until he have destroyed thee. And what he do? I got about 15 more minutes. What did he do? Not only after he took the buffalo, he took the land. He put now the Native Americans on what? Reservations. Similar to the hood near you. Barrios. Whatever you want to call it.
Ghettos.
The ghettos. Right? We all are subject to the same treatment. In 1851, Congress creates reservations to manage Native peoples. But mind you, a lot of these reservations, right, that were created, natives were tricked to join these reservations, to get on the reservations. Y'all see this? How though? How were the Native Americans tricked? Say that again? Different what?
Kind of promises.
Say it again.
Different kind of promises.
Different kind of promises, right. Broken promises.
Yeah.
Y'all gotta check it. No, I'm singing a song. Broken Promises is Kingfish. Y'all gotta check that out. Kingfish, man. Jazz blues player. Broken Promises. Y'all see this? Let's go. It says the U.S. Congress passed the Indian Appreciation Act. It's called the Indian Appreciation Act. Check this out. Creating the reservation system. The government forces Native people to move to and live on reservations where it can be better to subdue them. Native people find themselves severely restricted in their ability to hunt, fish, gather traditional foods. For some tribes, the U.S. institutes food rations, introducing wheat flour, grease, sugar into American Indian diets. They give them everything that's what? Detestable. But what does that sound like? That sounds like Deuteronomy 28 for the one of all things. In meat, in drink, and in clothing. The white man did what? Go to Psalm 55 and verse 20. What did the white man do to the Native Americans? Just like he did to you to work your job like a slave. He made it seem nice. He made it seem like your job was going to be the best thing you've ever done. Not knowing that them doubles was going to be forced upon you. Not knowing that you was going to do double the work. And you going to smile. Because why? It's hard to get a job out here, especially a decent job. You got to go through all types of back alley ways to get a contract, to get hired. But what did Esau do? This is his nature. This is what the scripture says regarding the wicked, the so-called white man. Read where you at.
Psalms chapter 55, verse 20.
Read.
He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him.
The Most High, the so-called white man put his hands against the people that were at peace, y'all. The Native Americans didn't bother nobody except the Most High, right? They were peaceful. Right? Yo, he got some corn, right? They was peaceful. Read it again.
He hath put forth his hand against such as be at peace with him.
Y'all gotta hear this. He put forth his hand. Go ahead.
He hath broken his covenant.
He did what?
Broken his covenant.
I want y'all to hear this. He hath broken his covenant. Between 1851 and 1852, the United States Army forced, this is California, California's tribe to sign 18 treaties that relinquished each tribe's rights to their traditional lands in exchange for reservations. You think they really wanted to do that? I'm going to sign over our 100 million land to get up on this 50,000 acre land that you got for me. They were what? Deceptive. Due to pressure from California representatives, the Senate repudiated the treaties and ordered them to remain secret. Yes.
You know what sound like the white man? He probably had a gun to their head.
Right.
Telling them he's going to blow your brains off if you don't sign this treaty.
No, he probably just lied. A lot of us, you didn't know you was going to pay 5 times your car amount. We paying 5 times the car. Where you read that at? It was in a fine print. Yes.
His words are sweeter than butter.
We coming down to it. No, yes.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Man, this is a nice car. It's a Cadillac, nice clean tires, V8, V6 engine, big body 3.6, only 20,000 miles, man. Listen, I'm going to say this, man. Anybody see you in that, man? They're going to ask you where you got it from, brother. You know what I'm saying? That car going to do you right. I'm going to say this. The payments is not too expensive. Duh. Because the payments ain't too expensive. But now the contract is 48 months. You do the math. $500, $600 for 48 months. Them cats done came up. Yes.
I think they moved car payments up to like 72 months now.
Look at that. They extended. Whatever to get a nigga in a loan. Look at that. Whatever to make it easier for you and comfort in your mind. Whatever to have you do what? Sign that dotted line. Because once you sign it, it's over. You done signed over your rights. You miss a payment. They coming to get it. It is over. They repoing your stuff. Like you see how the tow trucks act? They act like you're not even a person. They don't care if you got your pistol in there. They don't care if you got a purse, a baby. It's all being taken, man. You got to take that up with the tow truck spot, man. Come on, now. The white man know how to talk. He know how to hide things in contracts. And he said he broke his covenant. Read it again.
He hath put forth his hand against such as be at peace with him.
Go ahead.
He hath broken his covenant.
He's not an honest man. He's not honest. Everything is in law. And they duped us in their system. Go ahead.
The words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
Look at that. Listen, I'm going to tell you real quick, man. Listen. Listen, that land that you got, listen, I got a nice piece of land over here with all the ox and bison you can desire. I got a nice lake full of bass, red snapper, anything you want. Listen, land, don't even worry about it. This over here look a little burnt. That look a little burnt. Listen, we're going to take care of this for y'all because I know y'all did the best. We're going to take care of it and we're going to give it back to you. Who's seen the McDonald's movie? Who's seen that McDonald's movie on Netflix? About the owner of McDonald's. Y'all ain't seen that? No. Oh, y'all got to go watch that. Y'all got to watch that. What's the name of it? Look it up real quick. Look the name up. Look the name up. Come on, Twitter fingers. Come on, y'all. Look the name up real quick of this movie. Yes.
Didn't they do like the original owners dirty or something?
Yes, you gotta watch it. This is Esau's tactic. Yeah. He promised them something, right? Yeah. He said, damn, I wasn't able to get it through, but give me a handshake. We'll go ahead and we're gonna make sure it happens. With a handshake, you think he came through? Yes. The Founder. Y'all gotta go watch that on Netflix. The Founder. Esau did what? His swindling moves. His mouth was smooth as butter. We're going to do $1 million on the side. I'm going to make sure you good. You sitting straight, all right? We're going to shake on it, brother. You know, we in the same boat. We know each other for years, man. Don't worry about it, man. Shake on my hand, man. Right? Man, Esau shook that hand. Come on, he probably had his hand behind his back. Right? You know how us kids do it. Hands behind your back, got it crossed, like, nigga, please. Like that, disannul the handshake. Esau does this. But this is exactly what he did to the Native Americans. He duped them on these peace treaties, on this land treaties. They stole them. Y'all didn't hear it? He said that one war activated them to confiscate the land. Since y'all want to fight us, we're taking your land. Like, how does that work? Just because we defended ourselves, now you get to take our land? Come on, man. Esau knows exactly what he's doing. It said his mouth was smoother than butter, boy. He'll talk you out your clothes. Go ahead.
But I'll start over. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
Go ahead.
But war was in his heart.
Y'all hear that? But war was in his heart. Esau always has a what? A motive. A deceptive motive behind the things that he does. He got a whole nother plan set up for you, man. Dupe you. You think you gaining, he 5-10 steps ahead of you, man. Y'all see this? Go ahead.
His words were softer than oil.
Ooh, them words soft. Listen, man. I know y'all been working a hard life. We got some shedded buildings. I got about a town that spreads out about 50 acres, 50,000 acres, right? It's going to be a majestic city, right? Cool. But then you just snatched up what? 50 million acres. Smoother than butter. Go ahead.
Yet were they drawn swords.
Right. Y'all see that? Yet were they drawn swords. Deuteronomy 28. You know what? I mean, there's a few, right? Deuteronomy 28, they grope at noonday. Let's go there real quick. Deuteronomy 28 and 29. Because when you think about that, when you think about what the so-called white man did to the Native Americans on that land, on their lands, put them in reservations, causing them now to be controlled, right? Not allowing them all their sovereign rights, because that's what they call the natives. They're sovereign. But they'll tell you that a lot of their sovereign rights have been snatched. And this is why our Native American brothers and sisters do what? They do exactly what the curses said was going to happen to the children of God. Read where you at.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 29.
Go ahead.
And thou shalt grope at noonday.
You're going to be struggling during the day like you blind. Man, where am I at? Our people grope at noonday. We don't know what we're going to do. Our life is a struggle. We wake up in depression. We wake up angry. We wake up sad. Talking about I'm emotional. What's the song? I Got Feelings by that one sister. Yeah, Miss what is her name? Yeah, Miss Monica talking about I'm sad. Shoot, the Native American wake up sad every day. When they put that pipeline all through Minnesota. Y'all see this? They put that pipeline through Minnesota. Didn't even ask them to go through their land. Because why? The white man can do anything. But the point is to show is that they're going through the same curses that you're going through. That we are going through. Go ahead. They grope at noonday. Read.
as the blind gropeth in darkness.
You don't know where you're going to. Go ahead, struggling.
And thou shalt not prosper in thy way.
I don't care how many puffs of the peyote you take. You are not going to be now stimulated to now find $1 million plan for your people. Because the only people that are profitable in those reservations is the $5 Indian. The so-called white man. We didn't even get on that topic. The $5 Indian. That's like Donald Trump going down there saying that I'm native of the Cherokee tribe. You must be out your mind. But a lot of those chiefs, a lot of those men down there, they took the opportunity to do what? To make themselves native. Y'all see this? They knew exactly what they were doing when it came to casinos. A lot of those casinos, they're on Native American reservations. But I wonder who agreed to that? Who got that money? Just like in Virginia Beach, Norfolk. There's a casino in Norfolk, I think in Portsmouth, right? But there's a chief. Check out the chief. Come on, man. The chief looked like what's that karate cat? Not Sylvester Stallone. What's the other dude? Steven Seagal. He looked like Steven Seagal, man. Look up Steven Seagal, and you know he ain't native. But that's what the chief in Norfolk looked like. Y'all got to look at these men, man. Why their tribe suffer. They get them a little check every 4 months. Get you a little $200. You get you a little, like I said earlier, you get $300. Y'all got to look it up. It's called the Dakota Sisters. This woman was getting $300 supporting 3 children, and they're her grandchildren. They said that most Native American families or a person, their income is $10,000 a year. Y'all see this? If the Native Sisters were here, they'll let you know about what? The alcohol abuse, the drug abuse. How you got methamphetamines on the reservation? Crack, cocaine, dope, pills, prostitution. They dealing with the same thing 30 miles out the way. Y'all see this? It says, and thou shalt not prosper. I want y'all to hear this. This was a curse on us that we would not prosper as we wanted to. It's a curse, y'all. Read it again.
And thou shalt not prosper in thy way.
Uh-huh.
And thou shalt be only oppressed.
Right.
And spoiled evermore.
You see that? Only oppressed. The natives are oppressed. The natives are oppressed. They're not coming up. There's only a short few of them. There's only a few, just like Jay-Z, just like Beyonce. It's only a few little niggas out here getting money in their pocket. But a lot of them had to do what? Despicable things. Detestable things to now put money in their pocket. Right? I heard about Quincy Jones. I'm going to do a class on Quincy Jones. Now he doing these sex parties. They call it sex rings. For the music industry, man. Yes.
He tried to sleep with Tupac.
He tried to sleep with Tupac. Tupac said, I'm dealing with your daughter. Right? I'm with your daughter, man. Right? We're going to bring out other information on Tupac later. Right? For those, who was that, Taj? I remember you said it, Taj. I don't believe it. Wait, I got some info for y'all. But our people got to do what? We got to do strange things. We got to get out of our law and commandments to now prosper in this land. The way that we want to prosper, millionaires, nice cars. You got to do something strange, right? You got to kill somebody for insurance policies, right? Which mostly get caught. Right. You see this? You got to move 10 pounds of cocaine, which you probably going to get killed by Pablo Escobar because he don't want you to remember where you was at. That's our people. Y'all see this? It says, and thou shalt be oppressed and spoiled evermore. Read.
And no man shall save thee.
And no man shall do what?
Save thee.
And no man has saved our people yet. No man has brought us out of this condition yet. That's why a lot of these Christians, man, they misunderstand the Bible. People are really living this lifestyle. Depressed, groping, oppressed all day. Micah 2:1. Micah chapter 2 and verse 1. And then Baruch 3 and verse 12 to get us up out of here. Micah chapter 2 and verse 1, down to 2, and then Baruch 3 and 12.
Come on.
As we went through this class, going from the genealogy of Gad, the attributes, the history of how they fled through the Bible, through archaeology, through anthropology, and how they got here to America, now down to prophecy. It's undoubtedly known that what? That the Native Americans are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites from the lost tribes of Israel. Y'all see this? I haven't seen any Europeans going through this, man. So-called white men, I don't see none of this in his history. All I know is captivity, slavery from him. That's it. I don't see these details of what was going to happen in the last days. They living high on the hog, guy. Esau going over there, living in Greenland, living in the Everglades, living in Montana, Wisconsin, got their little weed business, living their best life, high, super high. While blacks are still eating Wendy's, right? We still barely making it. What you got?
Oh, I was gonna say, when I was younger,
right,
in school, used to be a lot of black kids used to be like, that they got that they was native, that they family roots go back to Native Americans.
Right.
And then I didn't understand. I thought people was just talking like, oh, they just trying to say anything but they black.
Right.
But now that I know the truth, it's crazy that it just connected dots. A lot of people say they Cherokee, Blackfoot, this, that.
Right. And mind you, again, there's so much more in details we can go into. We didn't go into the concentration camps that they had with the natives working. I had the Native Americans in. We didn't talk about the Trail of Tears where they walked them across from Oklahoma all the way down to Florida. We didn't talk about this. Y'all see this? Like, we didn't talk, or was it Florida? No, it was Oklahoma to Florida, right? Trail of Tears? Florida to Oklahoma? Yeah, Florida to Oklahoma. We didn't go into the details, but we will though, right? Because all this has to be known. But let's read this real quick. Micah 2 and verse 1 to continue to show real quick regarding that prophecy or what happened to the natives. Let's read this. Come on.
Micah chapter 2 verse 1.
Read.
Woe to them that devise iniquity.
Read.
And work evil upon their beds.
That's exactly what the white man did. He now thought and pondered upon, how can I take this land? How can I take their riches? How can I take everything they had? How can I take their identity? Go ahead.
When the morning is light.
Come on.
They practice it.
Right. Talking about the wicked on that bed. Thinking that wickedness. But then when they get up in the morning, it's time to implement it. Read.
Because it is in the power of their hand.
Think about it. What you think made Bill Gates want to go ahead and make some nets for Africa? Some bug nets. He was sitting down there doing what? Thinking, dreaming, contemplating how to take over the world with his evil mind. Go ahead.
And they covet fields.
They do what?
Covet fields.
They covet lands. Covet fields. Read.
And take them by violence.
We will come up in your house and take everything. Y'all see this? Did this not happen to the natives? Go ahead.
And houses.
Uh-huh.
And take them away.
You taking everything you got, your little tents, your little huts. Go ahead.
So they oppress a man.
They do what?
Oppress a man.
Read.
And his house.
Read. Look at this. Oppress a man and his house. Everything that he has. Go ahead.
Even a man and his heritage.
Now you're no longer what? You're no longer able to abide how you want to. They now take away this man's house, oppress his house, even a man and his heritage. Right. And that's why a lot of these natives, what? They're on drugs. They're strung out. It said it that the white man brought wheat flour, sugar, and what else it said it brought? It said he brought them grease, introducing wheat flour, grease, and sugar, which destroys us. Y'all see that? Last scripture, Baruch 3 and 12. We see the natives ran to what? A destructive path. They thought it was going to be able to do what? Get us into the land to be free, put them right back into captivity. We cannot outrun these curses if we're living in sin. Y'all see this? The Most High is not playing with our people. This shows that we are the children of God. Amos 3 and verse 1. He punishes us for our iniquity. Joel 2 and 26. He's in the midst of Israel. That's why we're in the midst of getting our butt whooping. Baruch 3 and 12. Come on, Kadash.
Baruch chapter 3 and verse 12.
Yeah, Baruch chapter 3 and verse 12. Come on.
Thou hast forsaken the fountain of wisdom.
Right, and this is what happened with our people. We forsook the fountain of wisdom. This goes not only from the northern kingdom, also the southern kingdom. This is why all of us are displaced. This is why all of us are not in our reign. This is why all of us have a harder life than we have to have. Because we do what? Read it again.
Thou hast forsaken the fountain of wisdom.
Read.
For if thou hast walked in the way.
If we would have walked in the way, go ahead.
Of God.
Oh, go ahead.
Thou shouldest have dwelled in peace forever.
But as we see, we're not having peace. We don't have peace, huh? But it's because of our actions. And as we see from the North American Indians, the tribe of Gad, they don't have peace. They out there picketing. They're out there rioting, just like black folks, just like the Latinos. Y'all see this? Go ahead.
Verse 14.
Come on.
Learn where is wisdom.
Learn where is what?
Learn where is wisdom.
Read.
Where is strength.
Come on.
Where is understanding.
Read.
That thou mayest know also where is length of days.
And this is why the Most High is bringing us back to this understanding, to learn wisdom, strength, understanding. The Most High is bringing us back to our heritage so that we can have peace. Go ahead.
And life. Where is the light of the eyes?
Right. It says, where is the length of days? Where is length of days and life? Go ahead.
Where is the light of the eyes?
Come on.
And peace.
And what?
And peace.
Right. And this is what the Most High is doing. It's a beautiful awakening of Israel. Right. So with that, brothers and sisters, hopefully the class was informational for you. We're going to have a lot more classes in regards to the tribes. Right? I mean, again, there's so much you can go into. There's so much you can go into, so many portions. So if you have any specific tribes, Asher, right, Zebulon, hit us up. If you have any questions, please hit us up, brothers and sisters. If you don't mind. Any questions in class? Any questions in class on the topic? On the topic, okay. ATF. Right. What's that ATF? What's that ATF? What's that?
Alcohol, tobacco.
Oh, yeah, alcohol, tobacco, firearm. Yeah. Right. Yeah, Ephraim's next. I got some work to do on Ephraim, man. Yeah, man. The silly dove. Right? The silly dove. What else? He's fruitful or fruitful. What else they call Ephraim?
Coat of many colors.
Coat of many colors. We coming for you, Joseph. Right? We put you all in, right? But no, listen, the water brothers and sisters for watching. With that, VA is going to be live tomorrow. So with that, we're going to say shalom.
Shalom.